Janne to start.
Okay, thanks. First, I will introduce you to the study in Success in Study Scholarship in SAMK. The information is available at OIVA too. It has been updated just a few days ago. But I will go through my presentation and feel free to ask whenever you need to. See. So can you see the PowerPoint show?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So Success in Study Scholarship, what I will be going through is who can apply, what are the requirements, how much is the scholarship, what is the schedule for application in this year, and when are the decisions made. So basically the scholarship is like available like every other scholarship for the nationals of non-EU or non-EEA countries studying for a degree in the degree programs taught in English at SAMK who are paying the tuition fee, and excluding the double degree students who are in another agreement. And if you get some other scholarship from SAMK or some other scholarship from somewhere else, it doesn't prevent you from applying the Success in Study Scholarship. Only the like if you have received some kind of full study scholarship, full tuition fee scholarship, or 50% scholarship from our partners, then you cannot apply for the Success in Studies scholarship. And the requirements are here. You need to complete at least 60 ECTS credits per year, depending on your starting semester. It will be academic or calendar year, and it has to be like cumulative. Sum has to be approximately 60 ECTS credits per year. So if you have studied for 2 years, then you have to have 120. 3 years, you have to have 180, and so on. And it's checked every year in the application and the decision making. And then you have to have the weight GPA of completed studies at least 3.5. And the GPA can be shown in Loki when you look at your study credits, and there is this in the upper left corner, there should be the GPA, and that's the GPA that is checked. And conditions 1 and 2 apply all the time. But the third one is, in addition, you have to be in the best fifth in your program, like in the same starting group. The study results, so we are checking the GPA, and then in some situations, if you have studied more than 60 ECTS credits per year, then we can count your ranking if it's in your advantage, that way that we look at the credits you have completed, and then we look at the GPA, and then we count them like together. And if you are in the top 20% in your year group, that way too, you will get a scholarship. And you will be compared to all students in the starting group, whether they pay tuition fee or not. And we can't, because the checking is done every year for everyone who has applied for the scholarship. We can't tell beforehand whether you will be able to get the scholarship or not, and the rankings stay open. They are counted each time when we get the applications. And only you can apply for the scholarship once per year, depending on the semester of your study start, and we can only grant the scholarship for your optimum study time, and it's like if you have a 210 ECTS credits degree, then it's 3.5 years. 240, then it's 4 years, and 270, then it's 4.5 years. And if you go over that, then you won't get the study success in study scholarship.
Excuse me, I had a question.
Yes.
What is the excess study scholarship?
Like what do you mean?
You said if you go above the credit range, like if I go over 240 for a 4-year course.
It doesn't basically it doesn't matter if you go over the. We are looking at the like if you spend more time than those 3.5 years for completing your degree, like more than the optimum study time, then you won't be able to get the scholarship. If you go over like the requirement, the 60 ECTS credits per year, then you will and have the GPA of at least 3.5. Then you have better possibilities to be in the top 20% of your starting group. But it doesn't help if you go over 60 ECTS credits, you won't get any more scholarship than those who do exactly the 60 ECTS credits and do their degree to the minimum requirement, like 210 ECTS credit. You won't get more scholarship by doing more studies.
Okay,
Because we are well, that's one of our principle is that the students get their degree by completing the number of credits that is required for the degree, not much more. We are aiming, if you have like 210 ECTS credit degree, then you're supposed to do that, not much more. And if you have 240 credit degree, we don't expect you to do much more. So that's the idea we have for all degree students.
Okay, and also, for example, like each year it needs to be like equally divided. For example, like 240 credits, it's like 60, 60, 60.
Well, it's like it should be planned in the program that way. But if you complete your studies faster, then you basically, if you complete your degree, like let's say the engineering degree of 4 years, if you can complete it in 3 years, well, then you don't have to pay for the final year, of course, if it's possible. That's the advantage. If you do more per academic year than it's required, then you complete the degree faster. You are not required to pay as much.
Okay, and for example, like for like some courses, when they finish, the teacher is not able to like immediately give the credits. So I think we'll get to that later when we
Yeah.
get to
That's something we have corrected in like this. For those students who are starting their studies in the autumn semester, we are changing the period of the application of the scholarship, because it used to be like in the middle of summer when there were like some courses you had finished your tasks or made the exams, but the teachers haven't graded them yet.
Yeah.
So this academic year we will have the application period later, so you will get the credits in the system in time.
And for hypothetically, like example, like I had a course which the teacher hasn't graded for 2 months.
Okay.
So yeah, in that situation, what would happen? Like if not my fault, the teacher fails to like grade or give credits in the course.
Then I think if we make the decision before you get the credits, then you should contact the decision maker. It can be like corrected if we find out that the reason is actually that you have returned your tasks and completed the course, but the teacher hasn't graded it. We can make a new decision if it's made on wrong basis. We have done it beforehand. It can take some time, but we will get the checking done.
Okay, that helps. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Janne,
Yep.
just a couple of things, because I'm not quite sure. Did you already mention that this Success in Study scholarships is available for both bachelor and master degree students?
Well, I didn't mention it, but it's for both. But yeah.
Just for your information. And then the other thing we have been discussing about is that you have to apply for a scholarship while you are studying here, so you can't do it after you have graduated, or
it's like the application is done like yearly, and there's application period like once per year, and if you miss one application period for scholarship, then well, for that year the possibility for application is done, and then you have to go for it in next year. Okay. The amount of the scholarship, it's 50% of the annual tuition fee, which means like 4,000, in most cases 4,750 euros. And in, I think, the degree programs of artificial intelligence and mechatronics, it's 5,250 euros because they have a higher tuition fee. And it's granted after each academic or calendar year, and the decision is based on the amount of the grades of the studies completed by the end of academic year in question. But we are looking at the studies completed during your study time. So in that way, the studies you have done in the past will affect, of course, the GPA. The GPA we have the cumulative GPA for your complete study right in SAMK, and we don't count it yearly. So everything counts. And within a month from the decision, if you are granted the scholarship, it's paid to your bank account. And the schedule for those who have started their studies in spring, that means January, and we have had those starts only 2 years now, like 2021 and 2022. And those who have started their studies in spring semester 2022 or 21, they can apply for the scholarship now. The application form has opened this morning, and the application period ends in the end of February when the month changes. And the studies completed by 31st January will be counted in. We will we know that there are teachers who still, they are informed that if you have completed your credits in the autumn semester, they should be marked for the autumn semester, but some teachers don't do it according to rule. They will, if they grade the course in January, then it will be marked in January, so we will count it so. And decisions will be made by 15th March. And for the autumn starters, we have the link for the form. It's not active yet because we haven't still decided about the application period, but it will be in August, and the exact dates, they will be announced later. And studies completed by the end of July, end of academic year will be counted in. And if there are, like in this case, we have time to check if there are like if teachers have marked your studies for like for the next autumn semester when they are actually done in the spring semester. We can check those before we make the decisions, and the decisions will be made by 15th of September 23. And this is the schedule for those who have started their studies in autumn semester. Those students who have started their studies in spring semester, like in this previous slide, we will check those students from Loki. You will be sent information about this application and the link to the form. I would say in a couple of weeks before the winter break comes, and basically then you know that you are eligible to apply for the scholarship. And if you for some reason don't get the mail, the information is right now it's updated to the OIVA pages of tuition about this tuition, this scholarship. Okay. But basically, this was my part of this info.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can you show the application instructions for the people who started their studies autumn last year? Like I'm from the AI course, so. Yeah.
This.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
There's Janne a question that do we always need to wait for the announcement of the scholarship period and links, or is it always the same for every year?
The form will be changed every year, like it's the new address or the application form. It will be open like for the application period. So we try to get the information earlier to the OIVA pages, so you have the information earlier. But well, I would say for this like this spring application that is starting now, it will be all. We will aim to have the information and the link published in the beginning of January, a little bit earlier, and by the end of spring, I would say in May, we will have the information about the autumn starters in OIVA updated.
Yeah, what we are doing at the moment is that we are trying to improve all the scholarship things. So thank you for the feedback. So we're trying to figure out how to make this a little bit easier. But I just added a few notes there into the chat box that we have got information in OIVA pages, and we are updating this information which you have seen today to those pages too. But isn't it, Janne, so that are you too sending an email to some of the students?
Those students who are basically when this spring application period for this Success in Studies scholarship starts now, so I would say within 1 or 2 weeks we will check from Loki those students who are eligible for applying for the scholarship, and they will be sent like this instruction email how to apply, a reminder about this. And also we will do the same for the autumn starters later in spring when the application period comes nearer and we have updated the information to OIVA.
Yeah, and we do have a scholarship email box which I added into the chat box too. So if you have some general questions or whatever questions regarding the scholarships, you can send email there. Sorry, it may take a few days until we will reply, but we will do it anyway. There were still a couple of questions. Do we always need to wait for the announcement of the scholarship period and links? That was the question we just handled. The students' achievements have to be among the best fit compared to other students in the degree program that same year, liable or not liable to pay the tuition fee. In the degree program, does this mean our class?
Yes, it's basically the class you're studying with.
Are the scholarships subject to taxation? If tax is required, should the school pay it before disbursement, or should the student pay it himself?
I think the scholarship is basically in itself it's tax-free, but I think the government will look at those like a scholarship like with your income, but still, if there are like any problems with like the Finnish government, then and you have to clear things out for them later, then basically contact us and we will check it out. Like until now we haven't had like any well, no student has made contact because they have problems with like authorities like the tax government. They have to pay additional tax or something. We haven't heard about it until now.
But I think that it would be a good idea to add some information about taxation to OIVA. So let's do it
because
too.
because the scholarship in our question it's like it's so small. It's little over 5,000 euros in maximum. I think we have had this discussion with universities and the science universities in Finland, which some have like 20,000 euros per year scholarships, and in that case, it would actually matter. The tax government will look at that kind of scholarship as income, even though it's declared tax-free, but still it's more than basically, I would say, Finnish official will look through like let through. So our scholarship isn't that big.
Yeah. And for those who came a little bit late to this session, this is recorded and you can get the record later on too and share it to somebody who wasn't here. And we have got here Janne Santala, who is head of student services, and I'm Johanna Kareskoskinen from International Office of SAMK. Then there's a question that, yes, can you explain about the scholarships for the Finnish skill? I think that we can go to that scholarship now. So
I will stop sharing and
yep. So I'm referring straight to the OIVA pages because I guess that we have got a lot of information here under studies section, for example, about scholarships. So there's a lot of information about Finnish language skills scholarship, and this is available both for the master and bachelor degree students. And there's how to apply, and these are the scholarships which are available. So there's a scholarship for basic user of Finnish language, which is 1,500 euros, and it's paid only once, of course. And then we are offering independent user of Finnish language, like B1, and it means 3,000 euros, of course, paid once only, after the first academic year at earliest. So there's a lot of information here. I think that you can go through this, but I will do it now too. And this is how the Finnish language skills are evaluated. So there's a written certificate of the exam result by your Finnish language teacher, like level A2, completed Finnish studies, 10 ECTs, and minimum grade of 4. And then national language proficiency test, what we call YKI 3, level B1. And YKI is like yleinen kielitesti in Finnish, so that's why the letters are like that. So national language proficiency test. And it measures speaking, listening skills, writing and reading comprehension. And SAMK is organizing these YKI tests too. And there's the link where you can find the, sorry, I can't follow if there is something in the chat, I will come back to those later. So you can check those YKI tests through this link, which is available here in Oivo. And the fees are like for basic level 120 euros, for intermediate level 140 euros. And you just need to pay yourself. And how to apply? We have got here an e-form to fill in, and then you need to add all the attachments there, which means transcript of records, which proves passing the Finnish language studies with minimum grade of 4, or you have to attach your YKI test certificate. And there's some detailed information about that the language studies have to be accomplished during the semester, which the student has already paid for. And if you are released from paying the tuition fee, of course, the scholarship can be granted, and so on. So I recommend you to follow these pages and read the instructions here. And then there is some details about when to apply, when do I get the money. So it goes like this. So there are 4 times a year you can do it. And the payment period goes like May, September, November, and February. And then you will get information about the granted scholarship to your email address of SAMK. What else? Yes, of course, it's important for the bachelor degree students of nursing and physiotherapy, because you just have to learn Finnish. But this is meant for all our bachelor and master level students. And then there's once more mentioned the email address. You can ask more information about these issues. And then there are some links about the level assessment and requirements, and about things which are related to nursing and physiotherapy students. So basically, we hope that you can find the information here, and we can add and we can update the pages of course too. Now I'm checking the chat box. Hang on. If you achieve both scholarships over 2 years, will the total be paid for 4,500, or will the A2 reward be subtracted from B1 reward? Subtracted. I think that it's so that you first have to pass the first one, and then you can apply the second one. But that's a good question. We will update the answer of this to the net pages too, so that it's pretty clear. What if we complete the Finnish language levels from campus online? I think that's okay too, but you need to be in touch with the teacher about this, that how to do it, and that you can get the proper certificates and the level. But a good question too. We'll come back to that too, and add some detailed information about that to the net pages. But first, I would contact the teacher there in campus online, because then she or he knows what to do and how to evaluate it. If someone have above 70 credits, but GPS little bit. Okay, this is for Janne, I think.
I just answered in the chat,
Okay.
but you have to have at least 3.5. for the GPA. It's a requirement regardless of the number of credits. So you can compensate the GPA with studying more. You have to have at least 3.5 and at least 60 credits completed per year.
Okay, yeah. I think that
there is
one
someone
hand.
with question.
Yeah. So Khan, do you have something in your mind you want to ask? You have your hand up. Or is it what we say, old hand? Khan, MD? No questions? Then something, okay, and then there's also like Li Xuefeng who wants to ask something. Please feel free to ask.
Yeah, I just help my friend ask a question that she has moved to another school, Tambale, and she wants to know whether she can apply for the last year scholarship because she thinks she has meet all the requirement. But this semester has moved to another school. So is that possible to apply for scholarship?
I think you have to be a present student to apply for the scholarship, and at least when the decision is made, then you have to be present, because the idea of like the scholarship program is to basically help students to study here, not to change to other schools. And there is this thing called, we have been thinking about this, like instead of like paying the money to students, we have been thinking about making the scholarship a waiver that would take basically like you would get the next semester as free from tuition fee. You wouldn't have to pay, but there is some, like, we have to figure out the problems that are related to that in the end of your studies, because it doesn't help you if you get the decision for the scholarship and you are already ending your studies. You wouldn't get an advantage of it. But to prevent this kind of situation that students change the university in the middle of studies, I would say that their achievements would make them entitled to the scholarship, but they won't basically get it because they have changed the school. And to keep them here, the waiver would be a better decision. But we are thinking about it. Probably in a couple of years, we'll change the system towards that kind of thing.
Okay, so yeah, I got that. I will tell the information to her. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
And then there was a hand up to Rekastran. Do you have something in your mind? There's hand up with name called Rekastran. Feel free to ask your question. No questions. Okay. I guess we can't hear you properly. Then there's one question more. I don't get A2 Finnish Skills Scholarship. If I'll take the UKI exam and get B1, can I apply for the A2 and B1 scholarship together? Or can I only apply for B1 scholarship, get 3,000? Thank you so much.
I have like, should be.
To be honest, I don't know how this goes. I have to check that for you. If you could send the email to the scholarship box about this, and then we will take into account all these questions here as told earlier and try to update all the information there. But a good question. Yes, scholarship. address is there added. Yes, Rekha, you have something in your mind, so can you write it down here into the chat box? Because I think you just wrote that your voice is not audible to us. Is this about the success in study scholarship? This, if I give the exam in February to upgrade the score, then it will be counted in January or February. Janne, what do you think?
Well, upgrading the scores, it's basically, it should be done by the end of the time when the credits are counted, like the 31st of January. If you have the exam in February, then it doesn't count if you get the better grades. It only counts to the next time you apply for the scholarship.
Yeah, these are a little bit complicated things, but let's try to solve these. But in the meantime, you are thinking about if you have something else to ask. There's one scholarship more we'd like to introduce you. I guess that you have heard about Student Ambassador Scholarship. These are the persons who are basically helping our communications department, communications people, and also the education export team with, for example, with all the marketing actions. So we have got ambassadors who are helping us with the, for example, updating social media channels. They are participating our online fairs with us, because it's usually very good to have a real student there with us, not only me or somebody else telling about details or basic things about SAMK. It's always good to have a real proper student there to tell how it is to study at SAMK and how is it to live in Finland. So that's one task of the student ambassador to help us in marketing actions. And usually, well, for example, if a fair takes like a couple of hours, the student's ambassador, she or he is there with us and answers the study-related questions there. That's one of the tasks for the ambassador. And I think that it's usually so that you never know where you can find yourself if you are there, because then there are, for example, sometimes like let's say like embassies who are contacting us and wish to have a student in a meeting to present our university, or several kinds of things. They are very good to have there, the real students, which means student ambassadors. And if you actually, yeah, it's said here that students who have been active and involved in international activities in SAMK for 1 year can apply for the Student Ambassador Scholarship. And it's depending on how much work the person has done. So the amount is from 200 to 500 euros. And the students will also get a certificate after being student ambassadors. So maybe it's good to have that kind of certificate when you are looking for a job after the graduation, for example. And then after 1 year, what we have now done, this is quite a new thing, the students or the ambassadors can apply for a scholarship through this e-form. So they are updating on short Excel where they have been and how many hours and what they have done. And then they will get this scholarship. So we wish to have more students here with us to help with the marketing actions. So this is about Student Ambassador Scholarship Program, available to here in Oiva. And if you want to be one, you can again contact this scholarship email box and tell that I wish to be an ambassador. And then we will contact you, me and then Elina Valkama from the communications, and give you a short description what's going on and how we will proceed. So we hope to get more ambassadors in the future too. There's okay, is there something in the chat box? Nope. But I think that now we have told you about our scholarships, Success in Studies scholarship, Finnish language scholarships, and then about this very short.
I have a question.
Yeah, feel free.
For the Finnish 1, 2, and 3 scholarship, which the first year we just do Finnish 1 and 2, and then Finnish 3 we're doing like in the second year, first semester. So I don't know, because I saw something there like you get the scholarship just once in a year and after the first year. But we're in the second year now and we're not done with Finnish 3. So I don't know if we can apply after we're done with Finnish 3.
So you mean that can you apply afterwards? Or
Yes.
yeah, yes, you can do it. If you have got all the certificates and things done, you can do it. If you are still studying in our university, it's possible to do it. Sure. There's a question about how do you define active and involved in international activities in SAMK? So, as I tried to explain, so there are ambassadors who have been like not every week, but they are like, let's say, roughly every third week they are helping us doing social media publications together with our communications department, or for example taking part into the online fairs or any presentations we need to give for the applicants or anybody who is interested in studying our university. So it varies, but it's not that you have to work every day or every week even. So because we don't know what's going to happen in the future and what kind of request we will get. But for example, last time when I was checking that kind of Excel that an ambassador had created, he had there like, I think during 1 year he had been participating like 15 occasions, which were not longer than 1 hour. So depending on those, they were long days and long happenings. He had been participated, he got this 500 euros. And then there was a person who was not that active, and so he got like 200 euros. But we are trying to evaluate the effort the person has done, and the scholarship is depending on that, between 200 to 500 euros. I hope that I could somehow clarify this more, but as told, we don't even know what's going to happen next week. There may be some sudden things that we ask our ambassadors or one of them to participate, that could somebody come with us. And it's mainly online at the moment, of course, but sometimes we are in meeting rooms meeting some people and so on. You never know. So you have to be kind of prepared to tell about SAMK and your studies here and about Finland in a positive way. So that's enough. Okay. So anything else you have got in your mind? Janne is still here and I'm still here. So once more, feel free to send email to the scholarship email box and follow the OIVA pages. We will update those during 1 week, let's say, according to the questions we had today here and what Janne just presented. We will add those information to the pages. But good that you have been active. Now we know how to improve things too. Anything else you have in your mind? And as told earlier too, this session will be is recorded, and I think that I could add the link into the OIVAnet pages, so you can find it there. I think it's the easiest way to find the recording there, to put it in OIVA. Okay. Anything else? No. But thank you for being here and thank you for asking all those questions and I guess that we will be in touch about the scholarship things. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you too for the information.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.